This is really more of a diary entry for me.
What are you doing? Side work?
So you stole it.
No, nope. It's like trying to put a fitted sheet on a mattress.
It's Caveman.
So I just got back from my morning walk. That makes it sound like that's a thing that I do. I just started doing it like 3 days ago. Works surprisingly well, go figure. Anyway, I was thinking about this idea of taking something too seriously or taking yourself too seriously. What does that mean to me? How does it affect the things I do? Is there a difference between that and passion? I was just thinking about that and I thought maybe that would be a good thing for us to kind of unpack in real time, which will be interesting. But I also have some errands to run today. One of them might be kind of fun. So I figure I'll take you guys along. I haven't run the pickup in a couple weeks and I need it for these errands, so I'm gonna check the oil and some stuff like that, get it going. Housekeeping slash mostly garage cleaning, and I've got a bunch of stuff to take to the dump. That tarping thing was embarrassing. It's like trying to put a fitted sheet on a mattress. So I think part of why this taking things too seriously subject is interesting to me is because I think it goes hand in hand with overthinking, which, as I said in my last video, I am too good at. I do it so much. I'm basically a master at it. Definitely got my 10,000 hours in. What's interesting is I pride myself on someone who doesn't take things too seriously. So, am I a hypocrite? Well, probably. I mean, I feel like we all are to a certain extent. Am I a hypocrite, or have I just figured out some sort of trick, some way to not overthink certain things, to not take certain things too seriously? And is there some key to that I can maybe unlock and apply to the things that I am taking too seriously? The first sort of factor that comes to mind, I think, is probably comfort, because I've been playing music, as I said, since I was a kid. I got my first drum when I was 4, and I started playing on stage in a band when I was in the 5th grade in the youth group at church. So I've had years of practice and years of being on stage and years of playing with all kinds of different bands and different kinds of music, and so I'm very comfortable with this idea of playing music in a band and playing music live and recording music and all that stuff. I wonder if when I was younger and I was less comfortable with it, was I prone to taking it too seriously? Dude has been here literally every time I've come here. And the first 2 times he asked me if I actually live in Williamson County because I have Arkansas plates on my pickup. The first time I said I do. And I said I got some mail if you need to see the mail. And he's like, nah, if you say you are, I believe you. And I was like, that's cool. That's a cool dude. I love Tennessee. Arkansas will always be home and always have a special place in my heart, but I love Tennessee. I think mostly just because it reminds me of Arkansas. There were definitely times when I was younger that I was frustrated with things about playing music, but every time I got on stage and started actually doing the thing, playing music, it all just went away, and it was all worth it. I mean, you know, just like the normal frustrations of working with other people, you know, particularly in a creative space. And you know, I've played bad shows. Everybody plays bad shows, but there's never a show that made me question whether or not I wanted to play music professionally or for the rest of my life, professionally or not. So I wonder if maybe a more important factor than comfort is, why are you doing it? Why are you doing this thing? Who are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? What's your motivation? When you're taking something too seriously and you've sucked the fun out of it, are you maybe doing it for the wrong reasons? And look, I'm not saying if you find yourself taking something too seriously, you have to stop doing that thing. I'm just saying, if you find yourself overthinking and taking something too seriously, maybe it's time to reevaluate why you're doing that thing. Who are you doing it for? First moved to Nashville, I got a job working on cars at a custom car shop up in Berry Hill called Titan Motoring. I only worked there for about 2 years as a technician, but it stayed a part of my life in some way or another since I moved to Nashville in 2015. In March of 2020, when we came off the road because of the vid ruining everyone's lives, Phil, the owner of Titan Motoring, gave me a call because they were wanting to do some remodeling at the shop, which was very generous of him because he knew that not only did I have some time now, but I also would probably need some money because the vid took my freaking job away. So I started in, I think, April maybe of 2020 on this remodel, and it was interesting, but at some point or another, a lot of the supplies or materials involved with that remodel came to my house because there was a big space issue at the shop. So now it's been a couple years. I figure it's time to take that stuff back up there. Oh, I forgot that I was talking about something. I think if you find yourself overthinking something, I'm not saying that you definitely are doing it for the wrong reasons and you should quit and do something else. I just wonder, maybe you've just gotten caught up. Somebody said something to you that made you think about something and triggered this thing where you're thinking about it the wrong way, or you just get kind of caught up in the world and this human condition of worrying about what other people are thinking. So the interesting thing about music, you're doing it for yourself because you enjoy it, but you're also doing it because you're putting on a show. There's other people coming, you have these fans. You wouldn't have a show to put on if not for these fans buying these tickets. So it's this kind of balance of, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for the people, the audience, the fans? And I think the answer is, or at least the answer for me, who knows if it's right or wrong, I'm doing it for me. I'm playing music because that's what I want to do. That's where I feel at home. That's what makes my heart happy. The people in the audience, they're coming to see a person in their happy place. They're not coming, expecting some perfect thing, or they're not being like, oh, he's playing, I would do this differently. The entertainment is not in, is the music perfect? The entertainment and the connection is in watching a human feel something and express that outwardly through music with other people who are connected in this sort of body of art that is, the song. And so I think the idea is that I'm playing music for myself. I'm not playing music to impress some other person. I'm not playing music to make some other person think I'm cool. I'm playing music because I have to. It's what makes me happy. And I think something really cool that happens because of that is that other people want to come and witness a human being joyful, making a joyful noise. It's a really powerful thing, music. As humans, I think compassion is a virtue, and I think that there are things that we need to do for other people to help them, to make them feel happy. But I think when it comes to your passion, it has to be the thing that sets you on fire, and you have to do that for yourself. And if at any point you find that you're not doing it for yourself, I think that's where you get into the trouble of taking things too seriously. And there are a lot of people who have a passion to help others, have a passion for charity, and you know, and they're doing that for other people. They're doing that to help other people. But I think the key is that they are fulfilled in doing that charity or helping that person with that thing, the same way that I'm fulfilled in playing music. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I got a little bit emotional there, but I'll think on it some more. Motoring is down this like really small road, right? And there's like no parking at any of these places. So that was always fun when you had to drive like huge trucks or like Lamborghinis or whatever down here, and then there's like a semi coming at you, and it's just like insanity. Speaking of parking, I don't know where the heck I'm gonna park. Yeah, Titan Motoring is a one-stop shop for anything custom automotive. They've worked on everything from side-by-sides, RVs to freaking airplanes, semis, tour buses, everything. If you can dream it, Titan Motoring can figure out a way to do it. Let's go see what happens. What's up? How's it going? Solid.
Hey, buddy. What are you doing up here? With a camera?
Bro, I'm a YouTuber now.
Oh.
I got 75 subscribers, dude.
75?
Yeah, dude, gotta give the people what they want, you know what I'm saying?
Shoo, boy.
Yeah, speaking of giving people what they want, I got a truck bed full of remodel supplies that I don't want in my garage anymore.
Yeah?
So, where would y'all like me to put that?
Probably your garage.
Okay. Hey, Phil, I have a bunch of remodeling supplies, electrical stuff, and that has been in my garage for about a year. I brought it back to you, so you're welcome.
So you stole it,
No, nope.
and now you're unstealing it.
You told me to figure out where to put it, and I figured out where to put it, and now I'm bringing it back.
Suggest.
All right, so I'm gonna back around to the back and shovel it out, and then let them figure it out.
What are you doing? Side work?
No, I'm returning things.
Oh, stolen valor.
I'm gonna take all this stuff and I'm gonna put it right over there, and then y'all can sort it out.
So you'll put it over there so where it'll never get touched?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where no one will ever touch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it right there. What are you doing? Bringing all this shit back instead of my garage for a year. Oh yeah. What's up, dude? What's up? Anything good? I don't even know what's in that one. Whoa, surprise, more electrical stuff. So what I was gonna do was just take all this stuff and put it over there somewhere. Right there. Right there. Right there. Done ski. Alright, see ya. Yeah. See him go. Now, I'm gonna go get some Baja burrito. Anyway, where was I about this taking things too seriously thing? When speaking about one's passions and what one does with their life, I think it's important to know and to keep in mind that things can change. Passions can change and motivations can change and values can change, and a lot of people get caught up in this, you know, I've got to figure out what I want to do with my life, and I have to figure it out right the first time. I've got to figure it out once and for all and then go for that. I don't know. I don't think there's any way to do that. I think there are people, well, I know there are people because I'm one of them, that find that thing early on in life. I mean, I have always felt very lucky that I've always known what I wanted to do. There's also all this other stuff that you know, these sort of interests and passions that come and go. Exploring those things is how you find your main thing, like your life's purpose rather. I think you have to try different things. You know, if something comes up and you have a little inkling of an idea that you might want to try something, do it, go for it, or do the research, or talk to somebody who does it. If your interest keeps growing and you keep being drawn to this one thing, go for it, you know. And maybe you're drawn to this one thing for years. Maybe you like pursue a whole career in this one thing, and then you realize either you get caught up in doing it for other people and you start to take it too seriously and all that stuff, or you just lose the passion, you lose the fire, and then you move on to the next thing. I don't think anyone ever said that you have to figure out your life's purpose one time and then stick to that one thing. Speaking of bands that I've been in, I discovered Baja Burrito, or rather was introduced to Baja Burrito by a band I used to be in from Memphis called Space Face. Shout out Space Face. One of the best burrito places in town. Possibly the best burrito place in town. Let's check it out. This is a cool little park that Space Face used to come to and hang out when we were in town. We go get Baja and then we come over here and hang out, chill, do whatever. Back in the day, tell you what, this fruit tea or pineapple tea, juice, fruit, juice, tea, that's the jam. I'll go to Baja just to get this drink stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Great burritos too. It is way too cold to be eating outside right now. Super nice little park, real close to Baja, up in Berry Hill. I also think it's important for me to say that this is really more of a diary entry for me. I think just like how people's passions or what they want to do with their life change, my ideas about all of this stuff will change too. That's a good thing. Maybe one of the good things that comes from being an overthinker is that you're always sort of reevaluating the way you feel about things. You know, you're kind of always refreshing your position based on new experiences and new perspectives that you maybe get from other people. And I think that's really important for growth and also for how you interact with the world. The only way you find the best version of yourself is by being open to growth. The first and last Facebook argument that I ever got in was years and years and years ago. And I don't even remember what it was about, but I specifically remember that an adult said, "You may think that now, but in 5 years, your opinion will change." And my response was, I hope so. I hope so. If I'm still thinking the same way in 5 years that I am right now, that would be terrible. That would be a terrible way to live in my mind, because how boring would that be? To just be the same person and have the same thoughts and same position and everything just for the rest of your life. I don't know if any of the stuff I've said today about taking things too seriously makes any sense, or if it's right, or if it's helpful, but just kind of what I was thinking. And maybe it'll change. Maybe tomorrow it'll change when I'm thinking about the things I said in this video. That's probably a good thing. You know, when it comes to thinking, I try not to take it too seriously.